Hey everyone, I'm back again with the next topic multiple alleles and multiple allelism. Along with that, a few discussion on codominance also we'll be doing in this video. And for other topics of the lesson, principle of inheritance and variation, go to my channel, Awesome Learning, and or also do subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon so that you can come to know the upcoming videos that I'll be putting here. So let's start with the multiple alleles and on the NCERT, please pay attention. Do you realize that example of ABO blood grouping also provides a good example of multiple alleles? So when I was doing a video on codominance, I had already explained you why we are using this word multiple alleles with our blood group system, because blood group is a trait, is a single trait which is having three alleles: IA, IB, and small I. Generally, we have seen that every trait has two alleles. But here for blood group, there are more than two alleles. So we also called this example, we also consider this blood grouping a very good example for multiple alleles. Okay, here you can see that there are more than two or three alleles governing the same character. Now children, there is only one character, and the character is blood group, and this character is being represented by three alleles. IA, you see here, first is IA, then IB, and the third one is I. So because one character is being represented by three alleles, this is a very good example of multiple allelism. Okay, occasionally a single gene product may produce more than one effect. Now, to explain this, let me give you one example. For example, starch synthesis, production of starch. Synthesis means production. Production of starch in pea seeds is controlled by one gene. Okay, so production of starch in pea is controlled by only one gene, and this gene is represented by two alleles. One is the capital B and the other one is the small b. Just like the height was represented by two alleles, capital T and small t, similarly production of starch in pea seeds is controlled by one gene, and that gene has two alleles. One is the capital B and the other one is the small b. Now starch will be synthesized effectively if the plant is getting two capital B's. That is, if the plant is having both the capital B alleles, then only the starch production is good. That means homozygotes, because both of them are capital B, and hence large starch grains will be produced. That means the pea grains will be large in size and they will have very good amount of starch. Now in contrast to this, if a plant is getting too small b, that means that they will have lesser efficiency in starch synthesis, less amount of starch will be produced, and if the starch quantity is less, then the size of the starch grain will be small, right? After maturation of seeds, these seeds are round. Please excuse me. These seeds are round Why are they round? Because they are full of starch. Okay, so they have a very good shape or round shape. But the seeds which are having small b as both the alleles are wrinkled in shape because they are not full, they are not completely filled with the starch. So their shape is wrinkled, right? So heterozygotes. Now, if the seed is heterozygote, hetero means one capital B and one small b. This is the case. Heterozygotes produce round seeds. So we saw that heterozygotes are producing round seeds. Why? Because they have got one capital B, which is dominant allele. But the starch grains produced are intermediate in size. Now, what happened? Though the the shape, though the shape was round, though the shape was round, still the size of the grain was not very big, neither it was small, it was intermediate. Now, what did you concluded from this example? So, if starch grain size is considered as a phenotype, okay, the size is considered as a phenotype, then from the angle, the alleles show incomplete dominance. If I take size into consideration, I am not bothered about the round shape. Presently, I am only taking size into consideration. And if I take size into consideration, then I will say that this is the case of incomplete dominance because the capital B could not produce its effect properly or wholly. है ना, पूरा का पूरा कैपिटल बी का असर नहीं आया. क्योंकि पूरा कैपिटल बी का असर नहीं आया, तो मेरा जो सीड था वो ना बड़ा हुआ ना छोटा हुआ, वो इंटरमीडिएट साइज का हुआ. अगर मैं साइज को कंसिडर करती हूँ, ओके, लेकिन अगर मैं राउंड को कंसिडर करती हूँ, शेप को कंसिडर करती हूँ, तो मेरा जो प्रोडक्ट है वो कैपिटल बी यानी डोमिनेंट एलील को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, right? So therefore dominance is not an autonomous feature of the gene, okay, or product that it has information for. It depends as much on the gene product and the production of a particular phenotype from this product as it does on the particular phenotype that we choose to examine. Now, this is very important, children. Please listen to me very carefully what they want to say. You underline these lines. Understand this, what they actually want to say is dominance is not autonomous. ठीक है, सिर्फ डोमिनेंस होने से, डोमिनेंट अलील मिलने से सब कुछ नहीं होगा. ओके, इट इज नॉट एन ऑटोनोमस फीचर ऑफ जीन or the product that it has information for. Now, capital B was having information for size also and shape also, right? Capital B was having information for size and shape, but B, capital B आने की बाद भी शेप तो चलो राउंड मिली, बट साइज नहीं मिला ना. तो इसका मतलब कैपिटल बी जो है वो ऑटोनोमस नहीं है. ठीक है, इट डिपेंड्स एज मच ऑन द जीन प्रोडक्ट एंड द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ पर्टिकुलर फिनोटाइप फ्रॉम दिस प्रोडक्ट एज इट डज ऑन द पर्टिकुलर फिनोटाइप दैट वी चूज टू एग्जामिन. इसका मतलब ये है बेटा कि कैपिटल बी जो है वो क्या रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा था? एक तो स्टार्च कितना बन रहा है, कितना स्टार्च सिंथेसाइज हो रहा है ना, कैपिटल बी उसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा था. अब अमाउंट ऑफ स्टार्च कितना सिंथेसाइज हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से शेप जो थी वो तो राउंड थी, पर साइज जो था वो रिप्रेजेंट नहीं कर पाया इस केस में जब वो हेटेरोजाइगोट था। यानी एक क्या रिजल्ट जो है वो दूसरे का फ्यूचर डिसाइड नहीं कर सकता। एक प्रोडक्ट का रिजल्ट दूसरी चीज का फ्यूचर डिसाइड नहीं कर सकता। यानी ये मत सोचो कि अगर स्टार्च का प्रोडक्शन अच्छा है तो उसकी वजह से साइज भी वैसा ही आएगा जैसा स्टार्च का प्रोडक्शन था या जो डोमिनेंट अलील रिप्रेजेंट करना चाह रहा था। इट विल नॉट बी लाइक दैट ऑलवेज। Okay, so this was multiple allelism. You see, multiple allelism is also shown here. It is the presence of more than two alleles, as I told you, IA, IB, and I small I. So this is also an example of multiple allelism. You know, if there is a question that can you give an example of codominance, you can write example of codominance is ABO blood group system in humans. And if they ask you give an example of multiple allelism, again you can write the very good example of multiple allelism is blood group ABO of human system. So this will be the example of both multiple allelism and codominance. Okay, thank you.